In this video, I'm going to take you through finding the determinant of a matrix using the Gaussian elimination with partial pivoting. We've done Gaussian elimination with partial pivoting in our previous class. In this class, we are going to use it to find the determinant of a matrix. To do that, it obeys a principle, and the first principle in finding determinants using this method is saying that if you have a matrix A and you have another matrix B, and this matrix B was formed by switching one row with another of row A, then your determinant of B becomes negative of the determinant of A, because the B was formed by switching rows of A and B. And that is the concept we are going to use to find our determinant. So I have a problem here for us to solve. It's saying find the determinant. The determinant of, I have a matrix 10, negative 7, 0, negative 3, 2.099, 6, 5, negative 1, then 5. So I'm to find the determinant of this matrix using the Gaussian elimination with partial pivoting. So let's start to simplify our equation here using the Gaussian elimination with partial pivoting. To begin with this, the first thing we are going to do is to eliminate this entry 1, 2, and 3 to get our upper triangular matrix. But to do that, there will be pivoting along the way. So the first step is to divide negative 3 over 10 as our multiplier. Then you multiply this by the entries of the first row. So starting from the 10, when I do this, obviously I'll get negative 3 because this will cancel this. Then I cancel, then I multiply that by negative 7. So what am I getting? Negative 0.3 by negative 7. And I'm going to get 2.1. Then finally times 0. So times 0, I'm going to have 0. So here is 0. I will subtract this from my second row entry. So I have negative 3 here, 2.099 here, and I have 6. Then I'll subtract this whole thing. So once I get this 0 minus 6 here, I'll get what? My 6. This will be 0. Then 2.099 minus 2.1. And that's going to give me negative 0.001. At this point, my new matrix becomes 10. Negative 7, 0. Here becomes 0. So see, 10, negative 7, 0. My negative 3 is eliminated as 0. So I'll have 0, 2 points. Sorry. So I'll have 0. Then my new row entry is negative 0.001. Then here becomes what? 6, right? Then my final row 5, negative 1, 5. It comes like this. At this point, I go for my second elimination. My multiplier 5 over 10. I'll multiply this by my first row entry, so my 10. And this one, it will cancel, so I'll get 5. Then I cancel here. I bring in my negative 1. Sorry, I bring in my negative 7. So negative 0.5 by negative 7, and that is going to give me 3.5. So 0.5 here. So I'm going to have 0.5 at this point. Then I'll clean and I'll bring my 0. So I'm going to have times 0. Then here will be 0. Then I'll subtract this from my last row. So 5, negative 1, 5. Then at this point I'll get, sorry. So I'll subtract this and I'll get 0 here. This place will give me 5. Then if you have negative 1 minus this, I'm going to get, here is negative 1 and 3.5. So negative 1 minus 3.5, what am I getting? So C, I'm going to get negative 4.5, right? So let's see it all. I have, so for this side, my factor was 5/10. I multiplied it by the second term here, which was negative 7. So I'm supposed to get, so when I reach here and I multiply here by negative 7, I'm supposed to get negative 3.5 instead. So once I make it negative, I'll have negative 1 plus this, and that is going to give me 2.5 for this side. So I get 2.5, which is positive. So that my new term, my new equation becomes 10 negative 7 0 0 negative 0.0016, then 0 2.55. At this point, the next thing I'm going to do is to eliminate this. But you know that I should get 2.5 over 0.001 negative, and that will be a huge number and it will affect our values. That is where we introduce the pivoting. Pivoting meaning that you will be switching rows. So I'll switch my row and I'll have 10 negative 7 0 0 2.55 0 negative 0.0016, and this is where the pivoting has occurred. So at this point, I'll have negative 0.001 over 2.5 as my factor, multiplying this whole row. So multiplying 2.5, I'll be getting what? Negative 0.001, because this will cancel this. Now the second part is multiplying what? 5. So multiplying 5, I'm going to get what? So if you have negative 0.001 divided by 2.5, then multiplying 5, you're getting negative 0.002. Then I subtract it from my second row, so I'll be having what? I'll subtract it from my third row, so I'll be having negative 0.001, then 6. And at this point, you can clearly see that this will be 0, here will be 6.002. So my final matrix becomes 10 negative 7 0 0 2.55, then here becomes 0 0 6.002. So you can clearly see that I have my upper triangular matrix here, and the rule is saying is that you do what? You multiply the determinant of this particular matrix is equal to 10 by 2.5 by 6.002, right? So I'm going to have 10 by 2.5 by 6.002, and that is going to give me 150.05. But as the rule is saying, because we switched rules, the determinant wouldn't be directly this, but you rather be what? Negative 150.05, and this is where the pivoting affected. Thank you for being with me in this class. Don't forget to like, you subscribe, then you share.